achieving success right from her debut, ranking among the top-grossing actresses at the box office, and being the youngest to complete the Grand Slam of Chinese cinema. That's a brief introduction for those unfamiliar with Zhou Dongyu. She has truly risen to become one of the leading actresses of her generation in less than a decade. But how to maintain that success in the future is the challenge she must overcome to reach the level of her predecessors like Gong Li, Zhou Shun, and Zhang Zi. Zhou Dongyu was born to an ordinary working family. She practiced gymnastics as a child and joined the Shijiazhuang gymnastics team at the age of 12. Before the 2010 college entrance exam, Zhou Dongyu went to Nanjing for a major provincial art competition. While she was in the city competing, a member of Zhang Yimou's casting team, who was scouting for fresh talent for his new film, approached her. Despite having no acting experience before, Zhou Dongyu eventually auditioned and beat out thousands of applicants for the leading role of Jingchu in the film Under the Hawthorn Tree. Due to filming this movie, Zhou Dongyu did not take the college entrance exam. In the next year, with the recommendation from director Zhang Yimou, she was admitted to Beijing Film Academy. Under the Hawthorn Tree introduced the new face of Zhou Dongyu to the audience. With this role alone, she won a series of major awards, including Best Actress at the 56th Valladolid International Film Festival. The film also achieved great success at the box office, moving audiences with its pure yet tragic love story. It was adapted from the popular novel Hawthorn Tree Forever, which was based on a true story set during the Cultural Revolution. High school student Jingchu is one of the educated youth, sent to be re-educated through work in the countryside. She arrives with a group in Ziping village, where they have to interview villagers, write village history, and compile the village history into teaching materials. During her time in Ziping, Jingchu meets Lao San, a member of a geological exploration team, and a hazy and pure feeling spreads between them. About Jingchu's family, her father being labeled a rightist results in a bad family background. Her mother decides to retire early so Jingchu can take over her original position as a teacher. The relationship between Jingchu and Lao San is soon discovered by Jingchu's mother. She has a deep talk with Lao San and asks him to wait until Jingchu's job is stable a year later, before meeting her again. Despite being very sad, Lao San agrees and promises not to see Jingchu during this time. When Jingchu hears that Lao San has leukemia, she rushes to the hospital, but Lao San simply lies to her, saying that he only has a minor illness. They spend 3 happy days together before parting ways again. After that, there's no news of Lao San for a while, until one day, a soldier comes to find Jingchu and tells her that Lao San wants to see her one last time. Jingchu puts on the hawthorn red top that Lao San gave her and rushes to the hospital. She desperately calls out "I am Jingchu" repeatedly by the bedside, but no matter how she calls out, Lao San cannot respond. He just stares at the photo of him and Jingchu on the ceiling with his eyes half open, a tear slowly rolling down his cheek, and leaves this world. After Under the Hawthorn Tree, Zhou Dongyu's career developed rapidly. She participated in many films that achieved great box office success, notably Breakup Buddies, My Old Classmate, and This Is Not What I Expected. She also tried her hand at television, thereby gaining wider recognition. Soulmate was Zhou Dongyu's next major success, both in terms of awards and box office revenue. The performances of both female leads were praised by audiences, and they won a series of major awards, most notably the Golden Horse Award for Best Leading Actress. The film is adapted from the novel of the same name by writer Qing Shan, telling the story of July and Anxing, who are best friends growing up together. July is a typical obedient girl, quiet and well-behaved, living a routine life. She seeks stability and comfort, and is a good child in her parents' eyes. Ansheng is rebellious and unruly, yearning for freedom and adventure. She lives in a single-parent family and starts working after high school. The two have completely different personalities, yet they are attracted to each other and become friends as if by fate. They spend their youth together, think that they would accompany each other forever. At the age of 18, they meet Su Jiaming, a heartthrob who makes both girls' hearts flutter. However, Jiaming's indecisive nature makes it difficult for him to choose between July and Ansheng. To let July and Jiaming be together, Ansheng chooses to leave her hometown alone and go to Beijing to make her way in the world. July, on the other hand, stays behind and continues to develop her relationship with Jiaming. July gradually discovers that Jiaming's feelings for Ansheng have not completely ended, which makes her feel pain and confusion. Years later, Ansheng and July meet again, but instead of enjoying a happy time together, they have a fierce conflict because of Jiaming. Some time later, Ansheng and Jiaming meet unexpectedly in Beijing, and Jiaming supports her when Ansheng has no place to stay after her boyfriend's accident. While July, feeling that Jiaming is acting strangely, comes to Beijing alone to find answers, only to find that Ansheng and Jiaming are still connected. After a fierce argument, Ansheng chooses to leave again. When July and Jiaming prepare to get married, Jiaming runs away from the wedding. July is deeply hurt and begins to give up her stable job and lifestyle, choosing to travel to various places. The plot twist is, after Jiaming runs away, July discovers that she is pregnant with Jiaming's child, but she dies of postpartum hemorrhage. Ansheng raises July's child and writes a novel about her and July's story. Ansheng believes that in that world, July finally lives a happy life. With another poignant love story that resonates with audiences, Zhou Dongyu teams up with Jing Boren in Renee Liu's directorial debut, Us and Them. The film was warmly received by audiences, achieving impressive box office success and gaining popularity in many countries across Asia. The story is told between the past and the present. The scenes in the past are presented in color, while scenes in the present are in black and white. On the eve of the Spring Festival, Fang Xiaoxiao and Lin Jianqing, who haven't seen each other for many years, coincidentally encounter each other on a plane. They room together for the night due to a flight delay and reminisce about their relationship. 10 years ago, they met on a train during the Spring Festival travel rush, both struggling migrant workers in Beijing, trying to find success. They became friends, supported each other earning money, and gradually fell in love. They had a great time together, but their love ultimately couldn't withstand the harsh realities of making a living in a big city. The distance between dreams and livelihood, and the differing visions of the future, ultimately separated the young couple. Back in the present, this chance encounter provides an opportunity for both of them to resolve the lingering regrets from their past love story. Maybe they are destined to meet on the train home, and maybe they are also destined not to be together. Better Days was one of the most highly anticipated Chinese films in 2019, due to its lead actor's immense popularity. The film later became a pop culture phenomenon in China as well as a box office hit. It was also a critical success, and was nominated for Best International Feature Film at the 93rd Academy Awards, as the official entry from Hong Kong. However, the film faced controversy after its release due to the original novel being suspected of plagiarism. Zhu Yuerzi's novel, In His Youth, In Her Beauty, was accused of having many overlapping and rehashed details from two famous detective novels by author Higashino Kigo, White Knight and The Devotion of Suspect X. Aside from this controversy, The film successfully conveyed its message as a wake-up call about a serious issue that is often not considered properly by society, which is school bullying. In the film, the protagonist Chen Nian finds herself as the new victim of the bully Wei Lai and her gang, after a classmate commits suicide because of school bullying. Chen Nian meets street urchin Xiao Bei after trying to help him when he is brutally beaten by the enemy. Police officers go to the school to investigate the suicide case and learn from Chen Nian that she has been bullied by the gang. As a consequence, Wei Lai and her friends are suspended from school, which deepens their resentment towards Chen Nian. They chase Chen Nian on her way home, making her know where to go. Chen Nian seeks refuge at Xiao Bei's house and asks him to protect her while she studies for the college entrance exam. He agrees and accompanies her to and from school each day, and during this time, the two grow close. But then, Xiao Bei is summoned to the police station and forced to stand in line to be identified by a criminal suspect, spending the entire night there. Without Xiao Bei's protection, Chen Nian is brutally beaten by the gang, and the entire assault is recorded. On the day of the exam, Wei Lai's body is discovered. Police identify Chen Nian as the main suspect in the case and allow her to complete the exam under supervision. On the way home, Xiao Bei pulls Chen Nian away. He offers to plead guilty to the case so Chen Nian can have a better future. A flashback reveals Wei Lai begging Chen Nian not to report the video to the police. When Chen Nian pushes her in anger after she persists, Wei Lai falls down the stairs, hitting her head and dying. In the present, after Xiao Bei pleaded guilty, a police officer informs Chen Nian that Xiao Bei has been sentenced to death. Distraught, Chen Nian admits her involvement in the crime. The police officer reveals that he lied to her to get her to confess, as the sentence would be lighter for both of them. He takes her to see Xiao Bei, and they agree to accept the lighter sentences. Both end up in jail. A few years later, Chen Nian becomes a teacher. She notices a distressed child, and they walk home together, closely followed by Xiao Bei. The film ends with the Chinese government taking action to curb school violence, imposing stricter penalties on bullies, and calling on the public to protect and pay attention to the safety of minors. After better days, Zhou Dongyu experienced a period of career decline. Many of her works were of insufficient quality, box office performance was lackluster, and numerous personal scandals also contributed to the downfall of someone once expected to follow in the footsteps of legends. Looking back at Zhou Dongyu's 15-year career, we see how much she has progressed, from a rookie to a top star. Her career still has a long way to go, and a downturn will not define her entire career if she continues to strive by honing her skills and choosing suitable projects to return. Because that is what her fans have always hoped for.